This is Updated Precious. I'm excited to be with you again today. So, P2B recently called on the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu as in talk say the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu and they go against court orders. They say make Tinubu obey court order and release Nnamdi Kanu. And this only raise a lot of controversy. People don't dey talk. Say, hey, P2B don't finally show in color, eh? If to say we vote you as president, now what you for do with this? So the first thing you could do, na to release a terrorist sympathizer because according to Ram, say IPOB, na a group we don't be prescribed already. And then a lot of people going to talk, say, wait, but what did Nnamdi Kanu really do that the Igboho did not do? What is the difference? Because I mean, when DSS go in the Kanu house, go search, for instance, they barely see ammunition or arms from the house, but people were killed. But when they go Igboho house, go search, maybe they see a lot of arms, cachet of arms, so you say they collect for Igboho house, so he can't disappear, we lead to a running away and all that. So what's in the Kanu talk? Some people said he's too uncouth, like the way they talk, say no good, make a caution. They said the way they talk, say Igboho no call Nigeria zoo, you know, abuse Nigeria the way he's abusing. So what can they talk? Say wait. Is this a game that they are planning to use against P2B perhaps in 2027? Because they talk say, thank God, so we'll not vote for her. So if truly he asks, as he they ask for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, what is really wrong with that really? Is it asking too much? Prince Francis.
You know the problem with Nigerians generally is that Nigerians they're too carried away. They're easily carried away. They don't want to face the reality. And that reality is that over time, we've been ruled by people who do not understand what true governance is all about. And we've allowed ourselves as Nigerians, as the masses, as the citizens of this country, we've allowed ourselves to be divided along too many lines. Poverty lines, religious lines, ethnic lines. And we do not sit down to ask ourselves questions. Who are the beneficiaries of all this divide and rule? It is the political class. So when people come out and say, P2B should not have spoken up about Nnamdi Kanu, I think they're just being very naive. They're being insincere. They're suffering and smiling.
But you know, saying no really talk anything, you know talk much about Nnamdi Kanu's situation during the election. So people think saying just deliberately keep quiet to use and score political points.
Let me say this to you. P2B is a very smart man. And I have a lot of respect and regards for him. And I'll tell you why. If P2B had brought up the issue of Nnamdi Kanu during the elections, this country will boil. People should think very well. This country will boil. The election would have been disastrous. You think if Nnamdi Kanu was part of the electionary campaign of P2B, that people in Lagos, Agros in Lagos, will stop people from, disenfranchising people from voting? It will not happen. And because P2B is not a normal Nigerian politician that believes in wasting people's lives. So that is why in all his campaigns, anything that would create chaos, he avoided it in a very smart way. But then coming back to what he said, what did he even say that has not been said before? What did he say that other persons have not said? The problem with this APC government is that they just have this knack to attack P2B. If P2B sneezes, they must attack him, ask him, why did you sneeze?
You think it's a deliberate thing? What did he do?
It is deliberate.
Why do you think it's deliberate?
It is deliberate because they're looking for a way to take his image to the gutters.
Oh, so you think it's a deliberate attempt? The fact that the APC administration, or more like the Bola Tinubu administration, always speaks of P2B, you think it's a deliberate attempt to continue to tarnish his image?
You see, if Atiku had said that, they will not respond.
They also respond to Atiku.
No, they don't respond
as much as
they don't respond to Atiku the way they. You see, once Obi speaks, it's like the whole country is shaking. Everybody has been talking about poverty in the land. Everybody has been talking about insecurity. And government, when you talk about it, sometimes they don't even listen to you. P2B has been talking about insecurity. P2B is now asking government to give account of all the loans they have collected. all the social media warriors of APC, they are looking for loopholes in that thing. But what they're not thinking about is the suffering of the people.
Talking about laws, do you know that between 2015 and now, about 120 trillion naira already nine the APC administration, some of both Muhammad Buhari and Bola Tinubu administration will collect. But a lot of people go one thing, say, wetin the money really use they used on. Like, for instance, you don't make our healthcare system one of the best for the world. At least we get some healthcare facilities we feel proud of. So these ones, now here we put that money from. Or educational standard, say now here we put the money on. Or now water. Because one of the reasons we get cholera outbreak today, and because of say a lot of people no fit get access to clean water, government and sanitation people now they go arrest people when dig borehole close to toilets and all that. But without understanding of blaming the government themselves, understanding saying that them now cause them, how can people provide water for themselves? And yet they pay you taxes.
Everybody in this country provides everything for themselves. You provide water, you provide light, you provide health, you provide transportation, you provide everything. Nigeria is being run like a cartel. Unfortunately, but that's the truth. Nigeria is being run like a cartel where, it's either you have or you don't have. You're either carrying gun or you're not carrying gun.
So you think Tinubu was right to speak up for the people, asking that the federal government should give account of how much they have borrowed and what they have done with how much? But why is that transparency so difficult?
It is difficult because every loan that is collected is being misappropriated. You see, things will get better in this country the day we stop gathering to commission one road, one borehole, one bridge.
Or a bus stop like the deputy minister wickedly.
We need to stop that. This is what they are elected to do. Moreover, the funds they are using to execute these projects are the collective funds of Nigerians. So why would I give a contract to a builder, to build a house for me, and after building the house, he gathers people to commission the house? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And that is these are the issues that we as Nigerians we need to come to terms with. When we demand for accountability, when we demand for transparency and inclusiveness from our leaders, it simply means that this is what we want from them, and they must be ready to give it to us. So you cannot tell us that as a leader you cannot account for money, and when people are asking you to account for money, you get offended, you get upset. Then what are you there for? You forget that it's like a company owned by directors, and the directors engage a managing director. The managing director is accountable to the board. If the board is asking you to give account of your stewardship, and you're telling them that you will not do that, is it possible? Everybody that has been elected in Nigeria must see themselves as workers to the Nigerian people. And until we begin to, hit it home, that sovereignty belongs to the people, the political class will continue to take advantage.
So what needs to happen before Nigerians will begin to understand, say truly, these people they are servants and people really work for them, and not the people where they're supposed to revere. Because for the political class, ordinarily, they see themselves as servants who come serve. They rather see themselves as Lord over the people they come serve. What Nigerians need to do to make them begin to understand, see, these people that they put into power owe them to be accountable to them. Because I've never seen such accountability. For instance, till now, we still don't know how much our political class earns in salaries, both appointed and elected. There is no clarity on their salaries, from the governors to the House of Assembly members to National Assembly members to even the presidency, even the senators. We don't know exactly. I mean, do you know?
The first
maybe nobody like say I know
the first thing first is that we need to begin to talk of a system. We need to build a system. Every Nigerian must support and call for a system that is independent of Mr. President, the governor, Senate President. A system that works on its own. A system that ushers you in. The moment you're elected as a president, you don't need all these razzmatazz. The system is already there.
How do we make that system happen? That's the problem.
We start from our electoral process.
The same electoral process that brought them into power.
Right. We need to see. The reason why you are having a flawed electoral process is because the system permits the president to appoint the chairman of the electoral body.
So we should talk towards the electoral college that the United States.
Exactly. We should move away from, we should move away from what is not working.
And
for
you
us.
still think that politicians cannot manipulate the process? You know that.
How would they? See, let me tell you, if we have a process where people are scrutinized properly, if you're going to get a job today in a bank, no matter who you know, you follow. There's a due process. You go through interviews. Your documents are checked. Your certificates are cross-checked. Who cross-checks that certificates? We're running a system where the political party can even put up a dog as a candidate. Because you're not voting the individual, you are voting the party. So we need to have independent candidates.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to ask that. Do you think that independent candidates should be a thing?
So that if I, as I'm sitting here today and I want to go and contest election, I do not need to attach myself to a political party. Because the point is that people will become so conscious of the fact that this person has something to offer.
So they vote for you based on your competence, your character, and your capacity.
Exactly.
Not because of the political party you have or you're affiliated to.
So we need, until we get to that level, nothing will work.
So what thing we go do, we go make us begin voting individuals and not parties. Because just like you said, it's a voting system already they flawed. Because what will they do for a voting system? That will vote parties, that will vote symbols of political parties, not individuals. I was actually looking forward to a time when we would have images of those individuals that were going to vote in government or put into power in the ballot boxes.
The reason why they have refused to put those pictures is because of the corruption in the system. They know that a lot of people who go to vote already know that this person is bad, this person has nothing to offer. So the only way they can placard that is not to put the pictures. But if the pictures are there, it becomes difficult because people will know, this man, I don't feel vote for him.
All right, so going back to what P2P said, what is so wrong in it that they be like, say, they won't use an begin blackmail and against.
I can't blackmail. See, let me tell you.
Because I already calling him a terrorist sympathizer.
Yeah, see, let them call him anything. Mayetala was arrested. And what did he do?
The leader of
Mayetala, yeah, what did he do? He came out on TV. Don't forget, that same man came out on TV and threatened an ethnic group. And threatening, went as far as saying that he is going to mobilize headsmen to go to, he's going to set up security, whatever, in different states.
Yes, he said that.
He said that he did. It wasn't so. A lot of people have said things that ordinarily should set this country aflame.
So what
is different from what you need to understand the pain of Nnamdi Kanu. And I've said this, many people don't want to understand it. The life of Nnamdi Kanu is as a result of the failure in the delivery of good governance.
Is it just the failure on the delivery of good governance, or the failure in recognizing the pain of a particular ethnic?
No. Let's leave
the reason I'm asking this is,
no, I don't want to go ethnic.
Okay. No, the reason I'm asking this is because a lot of people feel like, just like Rwanda told the line, after their civil war, and they come to two reconciliation, where if they say everybody come out, come talk their mind, then they come settle everything. Right now in Rwanda, we won't fit really differentiate the Tutsis and the Hutsis because they don't do away with that ethnicity thing. So a lot of people they talk say if truly the Nigerian government may come sit down, talk about Truth and Reconciliation Committee, waiting with the team when BC calls this war, waiting will stop, and so that those way BC get hurt and pained by the war, they will feel repair, do that repair. For instance, we don't get a Northeast Development Commission to repair the damages. When BC, I don't want to say the Northeast caused by themselves because of the insecurity in the Northeast. But why not also look for the Southeast Development Commission to also handle the damages that the civil war caused on the Southeast?
Let me say this to you. The country we call Nigeria is not working. We're not being very honest to ourselves. And each time the political class comes and says that our nationhood is not debatable, is not negotiable.
Our unity is
not negotiable. It is a slap on the face of Nigerians. And how would I say that? First of all, you impose a constitution on the people, and you have the audacity and effrontery to say, we the Nigerian people, Who and who are the Nigerian people? Who and who? You impose a constitution that does not make sense to anybody. As far as I'm concerned, that document, I've always said, is a document packaged by the military. So what we have running in Nigeria is not democracy. It is just change of clothes.
Okay, so going back to the conversation, do you think that if the unfair treatment that is meted, to the people of the Southeast were reconciled, would it make the difference that we
I wouldn't want to talk about reconciliation in that sense. I want to say if there is good governance.
So good governance will be fair to all.
Yes. If there is good governance, there is real rule of law. There is respect for human dignity. There is accountability in governance. There is transparency. There is inclusiveness. The lives of Nnamdi Kanu would not surface. We need to see. The issue is that we are always looking at the symptom. We're not looking at the cause of it. You see somebody having rashes. You are not asking questions. What happened before those rashes came out? You don't treat cancer by cutting it off. You go to the root of it to uproot it. The core problem of this nation called Nigeria is that we have wicked and insensitive leaders. Leaders who see themselves as demigods. Leaders who have used weaponized poverty to hold the people down. So when you see the lives of Sunday Igboho, you see the lives of Nnamdi Kanu talking, it is because of bad governance. If you have bad governance, if you have good governance where there is good roads, there are good roads, good hospitals, electricity, and all of that, people will not begin to agitate. What would you agitate for? If there's employment, what would you agitate for? So these are the issues. Let us address the issues. The issue is that, yes, the Southeast feel marginalized. But will they feel the same way if they have good leadership?
But do you also not think that they should also hold their own leaders in the Southeast accountable for some of the bad leadership that they experience?
That is why Nigeria is in trouble. Because Nigeria has turned into a country where you can't hold anybody accountable. Okay, wait. Look at the problem happening in Abuja, for instance, where a minister is standing up to a senator and telling the senator to go and hawk transformer and saying to the senator, come back in 2027, you will not win. Is that not the height of
just hold on. That's actually our second conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Thank you.